afternoon, everyone. Pleasure to be here and in person. So I'm here today to talk about unleashing the full potential of your digital assets in the headless world. Hopefully, you're all familiar with Cloudinary, but for those of you who aren't, you can think of us as a media experience cloud. So we're an API-first company and part of the Mac Alliance, and really we help you control your full media lifecycle. So whether that's the upload management, or the delivery, or using that throughout your tech stack. Rather than dive into all the different features that we have and the different products, which I'll touch on in a bit, I thought what would be more interesting is to talk about how our customers are using us and leveraging Cloudinary today. So first of all, I want to talk about Made.com. So Made.com are an e-commerce first furniture store. They have in-person stores, but they're only used to showcase the products, and all of their products are actually purchased online. So as you can imagine, being able to get the best visual experience is a really important part of their process. They came to Cloudinary to help streamline that in a few different ways. So firstly, being able to get the assets uploaded and delivered with the least amount of production work possible. So they upload high-res versions of their assets, which are uploaded with a transparent background, and then using Cloudinary, they are then applying a background and some of the effects that you're seeing there. This has a number of benefits, including being able to change how those assets are used in different locations, but also design changes as well. At the moment, you can see that it's got a grey background, but if they decided to change that in the future, they can do that with a configuration change in Cloudinary without having to go over all their existing assets and change them in the future. The next is obviously better performance. So we heard earlier about how important the speed of the site is loading. So while they have high-resolution images, they don't want to be delivering larger files than they need to. So this is where Cloudinary can help by optimizing the image, by both resizing the image, changing it from square images to landscape, but also deciding on the best optimization levels and formats that they should be delivered as. That's across both mobile devices and different browsers, and that's all controlled by Cloudinary. The final benefit that they got was faster development. So they could have decided to do this in-house, developed and trained their developers on the best formats to use and how that could be used throughout the different areas that they use the images, but that would have been a lot of upfront work for the developers to work on. Also, when it comes to the ever-changing landscape of media images or media files, they would need to adapt as well. One example with Made.com is when a new image format started being supported by Chrome, an image format called AVIF. If they had to utilize that and they built it in-house, they would have had to put the effort into working out how to create those files, when they can be used, and that would have taken a lot of the development time away from the actual user experience. By using Cloudinary, they could just ask us to switch on a configuration change, and immediately the AVIF format was being used across their site whenever it was suitable, and they had that without any development changes on their side. Next, I want to talk about Minted.com. So they're a design marketplace, and they crowdsource images from different artists, and those images are then voted on, and the winning designs are then sold as products. They started using Cloudinary for their most complex category, which is their art category, and they wanted a way to be able to showcase the different art pieces in different formats. So if you go to their site, and I recommend you go and have a look. It's an interesting use case. If a user can decide the size of the art piece, what it's printed on, the frame, the color of the frame, and while they're selecting those options, they're getting a live preview of what that would look like. So that is both a front-on view, but also in situ view. So how large will it look in your living room? It also goes down to how the image will wrap around on the canvas. So you can see exactly what that would look like before ever making a purchase. To put in context, the complexity of this, for the 4,000 products that they have currently managed with Cloudinary, there's over 60 million different images created from those products. So this is obviously something that you couldn't do manually, and even doing it automatically is complicated. They did come to us with an in-house built system, but that system was using a number of different scripts and was known to be quite temperamental and often would have issues. So by switching to Cloudinary, they went from the launch time of a product from weeks down to hours. Next, I want to talk about Vowork. So Vowork are an appliances company. They've been around since the 1960s, but obviously as technology has changed, they've also changed with the industry as well. They have a number of different products, but one of the key products that you use with Cloudinary is a recipe subscription service called CookieDo. Now this subscription service has over 66,000 recipes on it, which uses a combination of images, but most important for them was the video streaming. So if you imagine you're looking at a recipe, you can read the textual instructions, but it also shows you a video on how to prepare the food and guide you through the cooking process. So their customer experience is really important for it across multiple devices. So this is both on Chrome, but also it's on browsers, but also across mobile devices, and also their Thermomix device, which is a device that they've built, which has a screen built in, which allows the user to look at the recipe while using the device and gives a great experience for whenever they're preparing food. This came with a few complexities. So one is knowing the right format to send that video. So there's obviously multiple codecs for different browsers, but also for their Thermomix device. They had specialist needs to be able to deliver those videos in the highest quality, but also in the fastest fashion. So that's something that we could help them with. Another big requirement for them was to deliver this globally, which also included local delivery within China. So that in itself is a massive undertaking, but it's something that we can help them support and deliver. They also had a high importance on the security of those assets. Because it is a subscription service, they didn't want users to be able to access those images unless they're logged into their application. So again, using our access controls, they can make sure that those videos and images are shown to the correct people at the correct time. One final thing that was very important to them was making sure that we fit into their ecosystem. So along with Amazon EKS, they also wanted us to work well with their other applications, such as Contentful and Algolia, who are actually going to be speaking here today, or this conference. Okay, final few slides now. So this slide is kind of how we see why we are different, so the Cloudinary difference. So as you can see up there, there's terms such as media science, media intelligence, and we really do believe that at our core, we want to help our customers understand media and get the most out of them. So it's not purely about the delivery or the management, it's about what they can do with those images. Prime example is this video that you see here. So not only can we detect that there's a person and that there's an interesting part of the video, but you can see where the boxes are selected. It's showing that our AI has detected the different products that are shown there. So the shoes, the bag, and the jumpsuit. This can obviously lead to some interesting use cases that can be used on different e-commerce sites, such as shoppable videos, etc. Okay. Finally, I'm not going to spend too long on this slide, but this is just to show you the different products that we have. So on the left-hand side, we've got API-first products, and then on the left-hand side, we've got media applications for the different use cases. Ultimately, you can use a subset or all of our products to manage the full life cycle of your media assets. Finally, just to show a few of our customers on here, and also a few stats. So to put into context the kind of the size of Cloudinary, we have over 10,000 customers, and we manage 60 billion, help our customers manage 60 billion assets. Thank you everyone for listening, and if there are any questions, feel free to come and find me afterwards.